wanted to talk to you guys about something. So I was out today. I went to see my doctor. I love this doctor, and she was able to see that the twitching is less. I today was able to walk up and downstairs on my own. I haven't done that. And they said, "Oh, you're going to say I haven't done that in so long." Yeah. Part of what they were trying to do, and the thumbnail that I'm going to use again is from a comment someone left. I used it already on a video. I'm going to use it again because the whole AI transhumanism thing isn't working. So what they decide to do is just like clone everything about me. So now it's like, you're going to say this. Well, I say it all the time. I probably in my 50 years of life, I probably said it thousands of times. So they said, I used to say thousands of years ago. I never said that. That's something they say. So I'm going to put that as one of the things that they always say thousands of years ago. I wouldn't say thousands of years ago. I would say I probably said something 1,000 times. But in 50 years, I probably have said these things over and over again. Part of what they're trying to do is come up with what I'm going to say it before me so that I can use a different word. They said that I tried to blame this on Lacoste. Now, here's my problem with this whole situation. This had nothing to do with lifting boxes. Yes, that did affect my back, but none of this had anything to do with lifting boxes. And yes, Lacoste is involved in this, definitely. They should never have had any of this speaking in the store. And that's part of what I'm saying. I'm not losing my mind. That's the one thing I haven't lost. They never should have had any of this in the store. If this was something that was happening, they should have said to me, listen, this is happening to you. This is happening. It wasn't happening before. How do I know it wasn't happening before? I've worked with the public. I've worked outdoors. So they said, didn't you always have a radio? They just said that. Didn't you always have a radio? No. So before cell phones, let me tell you something. I'm 50. Before cell phones, before radios, I worked in places that didn't have any of that, and it was quiet. It was impossible that this was always happening. I don't know why they try to lie when you're trying to take the focus off you, but you're putting it on other businesses where I've worked. That's a lie. Another big thing I wanted to tell you is they said that when I was at Saks Fifth Avenue in about 2008, 2009, I said that someone was my very best friend. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. And this is part of what I'm saying. They thought that because I'm older and people might not still be around, they wouldn't know the truth. They do know the truth. The other thing that they said, what was something else they said? Oh, they're attacking my mother. See, it had nothing to do with how awful I am. Now she's awful. So meaning whoever is doing this, they're a bunch of liars and they got caught. You can tell I'm not having any sort of psychological problems. And they said, well, they were going to make it seem like I was never successful in my life. Yeah, that's a little too late. Excuse me. I was going to use the thumbnail from the comment. I'm not going to use that thumbnail. I'm going to use the thumbnail from the email that was recruiting me to Lacoste, talking about my success and picking my brain. This is all the problem. You can't say that I had it together and you recruited me, your CEO recruited me, and then suddenly after you've entered my life, I'm falling apart. But as bad as things are, and they said no man has ever been attracted to me, let me tell you something. I'm not going to say that every man has been attracted to me that I've dated, but I think at least out of one man that I've dated, he had to have been sexually attracted to me, if that's what attraction is, besides just the physical. I mean, I've been with men. I know when a man's attracted to me. Anyway, they're going to cut me off after that. They can't stand the fact that I'm not this overly religious person. I was never. They said I was always overly religious. I was never overly religious. The other big deal about this, they said they wanted me to come up with an argument about abortion, being pro-abortion. And again, this is my point. They have so many things that they want, they need, they have to do these things out loud, and it's nothing like what they said it would be. They said this wasn't supposed to be predicting what I'm going to say, which is what I said it was supposed to be. They claimed it was about giving me ideas and that they thought I should give them credit for my work. Since when did it switch to now predicting what I'm saying and wanting me to argue? So they said this is now going to be an adversarial um program. Oh, so it went from an idea giving program, which it wasn't, to a predicting what I'm saying, which it doesn't, to an adversarial program, which it is. So finally, we're getting closer to the truth. The real reason they don't want to confront me is because they're liars, they're cheaters, and they're criminals. And the more I say that, the angrier it gets them because they cannot pass themselves off as anything but. And again, I got to repeat one more time, they are liars, crooks, and thieves. They don't want me to be able to live without them. So they said they were trying to create a way to keep me in this program so I could always be monitored, so that they could always take my ideas. Nobody goes through, they said they wanted to also do it to show that they're going through all this trouble for a reason. Yes, nobody goes through all of this trouble, spends millions of dollars in order to give someone ideas to help them. That lie has been exposed. The other big lie, and they said, oh, you'll probably go back to mentioning being with men. First of all, what difference does it make? This is my point. They are so involved in what other people are doing that they let their lives fall apart. Despite all the horror that I've been through, I mentioned this today, and I would say this to anything. My health is number one. They thought I was going to let my health go. No, I'm fighting every single day with these people to keep my health, because with my health comes everything else. So they're upset because they said, despite all of this, by me getting healthy again, I can then go back to work and have a life. That's what I've been struggling to do in all these videos. Don't you guys see? I've been trying to show you guys, listen, I can still